Who's your Be Humble, Nicole?
Well, I see this is good because we're still keeping it in the division that
Yeah.
you give it to the Panthers. I give it to this guy over there.
Oh, I like it.
And Mr. White for the Bucks, because
Yeah, he's
everyone will
balls
say
out.
Julio. That's what I thought everyone's humble moment was going to be if everyone was on. But I'm not saying Julio. I am giving it to him. And there's two that I found out, and I'm talking about the running back.
Okay.
So it's Rashad White
Yeah.
from. Oh no! I messed up here in my notes. Well, they played against the Seahawks. No,
That's
they did
correct.
not.
Yep. That's
They
correct.
did.
Yep.
So okay, so he's from Arizona State. That's a university, a
Yes, correct.
college.
Correct.
Okay, good. I was
You're
like,
good. You're good.
okay, so yeah, he's from Arizona State, and he had 105 yards against the Seahawks with 29 long. So he was drafted 91st and was third round for the 2022 draft.
Yep.
And yeah, I think he's a pretty good player. And there was a couple drives where you could see that formula working out with them. And I think him, Julio, and Brady were a little bit able to pull off a intimidating offense with
Yeah,
multiple or some
absolutely.
drives.
He's been unreal. He's definitely stepping into that role, and like their star running back, obviously for a little bit, has been Leonard Fournette, who, Leonard Fournette comes from the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he was definitely probably one of the stars in the declining Jaguars. Sorry, but yeah, it's Rashad White. He's definitely filling into that role, and yeah, he
Mm-hmm.
played an unbelievable game for sure. Absolutely. So no, that's a great one, Nicole. So I'm gonna go on a rant. Even
Okay.
like there's a lot to
Okay.
say with there's a lot to say with the Falcons game, but now this is where I'm getting a little bit ticked off. So, one of the plays that ended up happening, I'm not sure if you caught most of the game or not, but Marcus Mariota was going down, he was getting sacked, and he decided, like, in a last ditch effort to just throw the ball in the air. Okay? Just completely just give it a Hail Mary and just hopefully it lands with somebody. And you know what? The issue with that,
Jackpot. Is
yeah,
this
and
in the red
why
zone?
no, it wasn't even in the
Okay.
red zone. There's no point. And if it was in the red zone, that would make a lot of sense. But my issue with that is why are you doing that? Number one, like it makes no sense. And I'm at the point now where I'm questioning, and I have been for a little bit. Why is not Desmond Ritter playing? And this is where I'm getting a little bit confused because,
Oh.
I think it's more so of a scenario where Arthur Smith just likes his guy that's from Tennessee, and that's
Mhm.
fine. I get it. You like your players. You want to take your players with you. That's part of the reason why a whole bunch of the Tennessee Titans have been drafted over to the Falcons or have been traded to the Falcons, right? But the thing is Desmond Ritter can do everything right now that Marcus Mariota can do. And that's my issue is
Mhm.
there's not really an argument to be made that Marcus Mariota, he's has more time in the NFL, and yeah, he's sat behind some quarterbacks. That's great and everything, but the big thing that Marcus Mariota has going for him is that he's a mobile quarterback. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to completely shoot him down because there's definitely been some games that he's won. Like it's nice to have a mobile quarterback, especially when we had Matt Ryan, who wasn't mobile,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
and it's nice to see a little bit of a different change of pace for sure. But Desmond Ritter's also young. He did well in Cincinnati, and he can run the ball. He's agile. He's fast. And I would put any amount of money down that he's got a better arm. Honestly, at this point, he's going to throw far. Marcus Mariota can throw. It's been proven, but he's not accurate. He's missed a whole
Yeah.
bunch of throws. So at this point, sure, I can say, going into the Bears game, if you want to start Mariota, that's fine.
Mhm.
But if we lose that game,
Mhm.
and the question still is our passing game, which it is a lackluster passing game right now, unfortunately, especially considering we have two very good top weapons with Kyle Pitts and Drake London.
Right.
At that point, in my opinion, there is nothing really that you can lose more if you throw Desmond Ritter in. And at the very least, if you throw Desmond Ritter in and he's not the answer, you know where your quarterbacks stand, right? So I don't know. What do
Better
you think?
position than what the Saints are in for our quarterback position. Honestly, like I'm being a sassy person right now, and being like, you guys
Yeah.
are in a better spot than us. What do you have to say? You guys got better quarterbacks. How many turnovers do you have? Like,
Yeah, we're still not. You know, that's the one thing that I can say that it has been a little bit better. Like our defense still has some holes, but we've definitely played some better defense than what I've seen in the last couple of years. So that's at least a little bit of a nice change of pace. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough to be said in my opinion. Yeah, I at this point I don't see why Desmond Ritter is not playing. I really don't. And like I just like yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'll be quite honest with you.
we're all having QB issues here in the NFC South,
Yeah.
except for maybe, I mean, well, even I guess the Panthers were going back and forth a couple times, right?
They don't
With like
have
Walker.
they don't have a quarterback. Like you see, and that's the thing too, is you see Baker Mayfield standing on the sideline with like a note, like a clipboard and papers and trying to study plays and stuff like that. Here's the thing, man, is honestly, he's a number one draft pick, like literally first overall draft pick. So, he's already left Cleveland. He hasn't been showing up in Carolina. And I will take with a grain of salt, sure, that, he is, like there's a lot of changes going around and, that could potentially maybe be a coaching thing in Carolina, considering like they're very much in disarray right now. But Carolina Panthers don't have their quarterback either. To be quite honest with you, going into 2023, I can't honestly say that any of our teams have our starting quarterback right now.
Well, I mean, I know I just found out also too that Tom Brady
Yep,
is on a 1 year contract,
that's right.
but he also
Well,
has another contract going forward with the other thing. But who's to say
yeah,
that's the future?
well,
Futures
that's
can
exactly it.
change.
So as it stands right now, and again, this could change absolutely, right? But the number one, or I guess the top two free agents currently right now going in, I guess, to free agency, as it stands right now, is Lamar Jackson number one,
Oh
and
yes,
Tom Brady number two.
yes, I have them on my list. Actually, I have a
Yeah,
list, a
yeah.
different list. I have
Oh,
so
a
many
different.
lists.
Oh, I like it. You're a list person. That's totally fine. But yeah, no, it's insane because you look at some of these quarterbacks, right? Like Lamar Jackson's a very different story, and I give him all the credit. Holding out on a contract, trying to get the money that he deserves. And not only that, like sometimes when players do that, it's funny because they have terrible seasons, right? Lamar is not having
Yeah.
that. He's putting up points and he's showing that he deserves to get paid. So um yeah, I don't know if he stays in Baltimore, but even Tom Brady being the age that he is right now, right? Um,
Hmm.
he could easily go fill in for a year on a third team and definitely make them a contender. It would not be much. You can plug him into like Miami, you could plug him into Philly, you could plug him into oh my god, just thinking off the top of my head.
I know he'd probably never come over to the Saints.
Well, you never know, right? Like I don't know if
I
they
just think personally, I don't think he would.
well, honestly, you never know though. Like
Yeah.
he could go to a team like you look at the Colts. Colts, he could go to the Colts, right? He could go to the Broncos, even though it's probably unlikely,
Oh,
right?
or the CFL.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. There's been talk about that. You know what? I wonder if there's any actual traction to that, though. That's what I want to know, because that would be sick to see Tom Brady play in the CFL.
I first saw it on like one feed, and then I was like, ha ha ha. And then I
That's
saw
not
it on like
exactly.
ESPCN or SBCN, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, are they? I'm like, is this actually like gaining traction? Is this actually what he
Yeah,
said?
yeah. I don't know. Like, but I don't see that
That'd
happening.
be
I don't know.
cool.
It's sure, even if you said it, like he does realize how much CFL players get paid, right? Like, I don't even think we have like
Yeah.
many players, if any, getting paid $1 million a year. I don't think
It's gonna
that's
be his retirement. Like, he's
well,
got
maybe.
enough. It's just be in retirement, just having fun,
Yeah, maybe
playing and
potentially for
understanding a
sure.
different game.
But I guess with that being said, Tom Brady. So yeah, like you kind of touched on it a little bit with the Bucks win in Germany.
Mhm.
I will say, from looking back at some of the highlights, the run game looked a lot better, and that's pretty good coming from the Bucks. I know there's been some improvement for sure on their passing yards. Like their passing yards haven't been too terrible. Um, hey, Mr. Handy, how's it going, buddy? Nice to see you in here. But yeah, it's been nice. I know even Alec, he said a little bit earlier. I didn't know this was Tom Brady's single. I still don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, again, I have seen, especially the Bucks, a lot of their games in the last few years, and I still think that this isn't that great of a Bucks team. Regardless, they beat a very good team, and I'm not going to take that away from them. And their running game looked a lot better for sure, and they definitely are rated to win the division for sure by any means. Like, you have Tom Brady on your team; it's hard to look past that. But at the same time, minus last week, the Falcons have looked like, they could win the division. The
Yeah.
Saints have looked like they can win the division. The Panthers have looked like they can win the division. Honestly, like,
Tom Brady does, though, what Tom Brady does in
yeah.
taking points and doing it in the fourth quarter, producing in
Well,
the fourth quarter.
and that's the thing, right? Yeah, absolutely. Like, you want your guy, especially a guy like Tom Brady, like, he's clutch when it comes to time, right? And it comes time to try and win the game in the last drive. Like, he has been in that position so many times. He's familiar with it, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
no, that's unreal. And, kudos to the Bucks, 21-16. Yeah, you know what? Regardless of if it's a win or not, I'm not going to go and change the fact that I still think that division is going to come down to the very, very last game of the season.
Yeah.
I,
My
I
favorite
I'm
part of it was I did watch it waking up in the morning at halftime. And I'm not that like play remember kind of person yet to
yeah,
know. Like, but I'm like, I remember them, the guy's like, okay, so the crowd's not going home. They're just staying there. And I guess they were all just kind of, they had a really good game. Obviously, the fans enjoyed it. Um, and they were like still not phased that the game was over.
yeah. Well, they were also serving pitchers of beer.
Oh,
In all
okay.
fairness, so
Okay.
a lot of them
So,
are probably hammered, and we're like, we're not leaving. We're partying, man. Like, we got the NFL here. We're ready to go.
I guess they were used to those long soccer games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that's another thing too. The World Cup coming up, so that's
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's crazy. It's a good time for sports for sure. But yeah, no, Nicole. It's I'm hoping for a better next week. That's all I can really hope for. But
Yes.
Thanks for watching. If you like that clip, be sure to check out the other great content from the Let's Talk Football community. And as always, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when more great content like this becomes available.